Because everyone at home knew that I was a foster child and knew that my biological mother didn't want me. You know, I remember reading a letter from her that my caseworker brought to an ISP, which is an assessment of the foster child while they're in the home. And the letter read, "I feel that Jonathan's life would be better lived and better afforded in foster care." And for the first time, I realized my mother didn't want me. And for so long, I've been fighting these people, thinking that they were the ones who ripped me from my mom, and to realize that, you know, it wasn't them. It was the fact that she didn't want me. And so by that time, I knew I didn't have a mother, and I knew no one could tell me what to do. Halfway through my freshman year in high school, I was lucky enough to be introduced to this program called avid. Ironically enough, one of my teachers nominated me for it. And so I went into the interview room, and of course, you know, I knew how to give the right answer. I knew how to tell people what they wanted to hear. So when Ms. Good asked me, you know, what do you want to do for your future? What do you want your future to be like? Of course, I told her I knew I wanted to go to college, I want a good job, and I want to have a nice family and make lots of money. But Ms. Good, she stopped me and she said, "You know what? That's a generic answer." She said, "Everyone tells me that. I want to know what you want to do for your future. So I want you to come back tomorrow, and we're going to finish this interview." So, you know, I didn't think too much about it, and the next day I came back, and she asked me the same question again. And Ms. Good seemed like a pretty nice person, a pretty cool lady. She always said hi to me in the hallway. So I felt like for the first time I could share my secret that I'd never shared with anyone else. And I told her, she asked me again, she said, "Jonathan, what do you want to do with your future?" I said, "Ms. Good, I don't have a future." I said, "When I turn 18, I don't even have a home. You know, I'm a foster kid. We're not even regular kids. You know, and for so long, that's all I wanted to be, was just a regular kid. I didn't want anything special. I would have loved for my parents to be home fighting when I got home from school. I just wanted parents." And so Ms. Good looked at me, and I expected her to feel sorry for me. I expected her to say, "Oh, poor Jonathan, you know, I'll take care of you. We'll do whatever you need to get done." But she didn't. She said, "You know what, there's things in life that you're going to come to, and you're going to have to overcome. And it's those people who face these obstacles, and they come out on top, that are going to make their future brighter." And she said, "Those are the people that we want in avid. Those are what avid students are." Well, I was lucky enough to get into the program. I spent 4 years building myself as a student, you know, along with my peers and my avid teacher, Ms. Tallman, and developing these skills that we all talk about, that we all know as avid students. We learn these conversational skills and these team building skills, these time management skills. And slowly but surely, people started to recognize me not as that student who sat in the back and cracked all the jokes and was always getting kicked out, but I was the student who sat in the front and flipped open that big, huge 3-inch binder in front of the teacher. And I was actually engaging myself in class. And people started to respect me for that. Now, it wasn't an overnight success, as we all know. It's a lot of difficult work. We have to work on these methodologies that are being taught to us. And we have to build, like I said, build ourselves as students. But eventually, when we get to that point where we put so much work into it throughout the whole year, we put so much work into it, and then it comes summertime, and we're ready to just relax and have a good time and not worry about school too much. But you know what? It's those avid students that during the summertime stay involved in their community. You know, they stay involved in their churches. They help out with their little brothers and sisters' soccer teams or whatnot, you know, and then when we come back for the next year, we are ready for school. You know, we have our 3-inch binders, we have all our supplies, and we're ready because we know we have a goal. We have something that we have worked so hard for this first year that next year we're going to work even harder for, and we're not going to let this big long break ruin it for us. We're not going to let this one slip up break it for us. You know, you hear a lot of people say that the avid classroom is a family. And for so long, that's all I wanted was just a family. And I was blessed with the experience of being an avid student for 4 years in high school. And when I turned 18, I was adopted by the foster family that I was with for the past 8 years. So instead of just getting one family, I got 2. And until this day, I still call my avid teacher, Paige Tallman. She is my mother. She raised me in the classroom, and she molded me into the person that you see standing here on the stage. And every time I tried to fall, every time I did fall, she was my safety net there to catch me. And it's a really cool feeling to be able to go through that experience as an avid student. And now, when I first did my speech, my neck was burning. I was so nervous. I was in front of 3,500 teachers and administrators, and I did not want to mess up. And once I got done with that speech, they all came up to me and they said, "Jonathan, you know, you're really inspiring. And, you know, you really gave us hope." And I quite didn't fully understand what they meant by that. You know, I just told them what my life was about. I don't know how I can inspire them. But it wasn't until now that I'm an avid tutor that I get it. The inspiration that you as students give to us is so fulfilling. It's so enjoyable. You know, a lot of people say they want to find that one job that they want to do for the rest of their life, that they just love. They would do it without even getting paid for it. And I know what that inspiration feels like because y'all, as students, as avid students, are inspiring me today. It was not 2 years ago that I was an avid student in high school. But now that I've been through high school and been through, 2 years of college, I get to feel that inspiration from these students. And it's an amazing, cool feeling. Man, I'm almost astonished every day I walk into the classroom and I see our students at Bowie, and it's tutoring day, you know. And I know the feeling. We don't want to do tutoring. I know it just as well as y'all do. But you know what? We told them, we had a session. We said, you know what? We got to come in with our high level thinking questions because this is what's going to build us as high school students and make us successful and give us that edge over everyone else. And even though we don't like it, I guarantee you, they come in. And they bring those questions. I've been to Bonham and saw the students who, if you met in the street, you wouldn't even look twice at them. Because it's just how people react to some students. You see them and you're like, they're no good for me. They're just some kid running the street. But when you get into the classroom and you see that enthusiasm, that energy that they have about this avid program that not so many people knew about at first. And this excitement that they have about, our tutors are coming, and the pride that they have in this program, it just makes coming to work every single time just that much easier. I want to thank y'all as students for allowing me to continue being a part of this avid program. Because avid doesn't end when high school ends. It's not over. It's with you for life. They say blood is thicker than water. There is avid blood running through my veins. Definitely, most definitely. Thank y'all.